time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone, bringing you the best interviews, cigar reviews, and weekly giveaways. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light 'em up.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones, and this is episode 32. We're excited. This is the episode we finally bring you the first half of 2019's top 10 cigar selection. And I've got co-host Bryant Falconer in the studio with us today. How you doing today, Bryant?
Hey man, doing good.
Anyway, man, we're actually smoking some pretty amazing cigars tonight. And, you know, we don't normally smoke the upper echelon level of cigars, but we're smoking the 1926 number 90.
Yes, sir. Styling his profile.
Right. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm only about maybe an inch in, and this is just a beautiful smoke.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
yes, sir.
and you know, 1926, you could never go wrong, but I've actually never smoked this particular.
Me neither. And I'm wondering why not before.
Right. Well, probably because of the price tag. But anyway, why don't you tell them where these came from?
Straight cut.
Right, Straight Cut. Our fellow podcasters over from Arkansas, they operate out of the West End Cigar Lounge. And anyway, we had a wager with these guys a few weeks back, and I'm originally from Lubbock, and so, you know, Red Raiders all the way. And being that they're in Arkansas in baseball, we were playing Arkansas, and the winner was going to send the other show cigars.
Yes.
And fortunately, we won, but here's what I learned. I didn't know what they were sending us cigar-wise, and I opened up the box because when I talked to Viking, he said they were sending Cuba acids. And so I was very relieved when I opened the box and I pull out these two Padrones that are in cigar tubes. I was like, wow.
Yes, sir.
Now they just
Yes,
raised
sir.
the bar
So
for any future wagers.
We can't send any backwoods next time.
Right. So if we lose, now I know where the bar's been set.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, hey, man, I know you were out of town yesterday.
Yes, sir.
But we had the McAuliffe event at the Leaf, and I tell you what, man, it was a blowout.
I heard.
Dude, I mean, it was one of the biggest events that I've attended at the Leaf, and Brandon and Steve were there from McAuliffe, and it was a great event, and they got a new smoke that you got to try.
Which one is this?
Okay, you've had the Medallia.
Yes, sir.
This is the Medallia, but it's in the extra Corona size.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 46 by 6.
Oh.
Dude, great smoke.
Yes. We got them
And
at the
it-
Leaf?
Yeah.
Okay.
And being in that size, it really ups the flavor profile. I was blown away.
I will be trying one
Yeah.
real soon.
Yeah, got to say they were really good. But the event was fantastic. Man, everybody that you know was there.
Except for me.
Right. Yeah, you were the missing link. Since we're talking about McAuliffe, that is our sponsor. And you guys know we love McAuliffe already, so we're very blessed to have a sponsor that we love. That's always been our criteria. It is if we're going to have a sponsor, it's cigars that we smoke. And if we don't smoke them, we're not going to let them be a sponsor.
That's true.
So we just want to say thank you to McAuliffe.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also, if you guys haven't, and I can't imagine that you haven't, go by our website, click on the link for the McAuliffe, and you can sign up to be an ambassador. They send you a coin. They send you a certificate. Last night at the event, if you brought your coin, they just gave you a free cigar.
See, I'm really upset.
I
now.
know, right? And I learned something new.
What's that?
Scott
Which
Fritz,
okay.
number 252.
Everybody's lower than
I
you.
know, right? I thought I was like, you know, the first in. No. So anyway, I don't know how that happened. I got to talk to Steve. So next up, we're going to talk about the top 10, and we want to talk about how these cigars made the list.
Yes, sir.
I could come out with some crazy, extraordinary, high-priced list and say these are great cigars, and I'm sure they would be. But these sticks are sticks that I smoke on a regular basis. And so I put together a top 10 list of solid, good smokes
Gotcha.
that are easily affordable by just about anyone.
Okay.
because I wanted you to be able to smoke the whole top 10. And so I think the most expensive stick on there is the Undercrown Flying Pig, and I think it's about $13.50. And then
But it's really worth it, though.
Oh yeah,
It's
I mean
really
totally
worth it.
solid smoke.
Yes.
But then also you have the La Galera Connecticut, which I think is $5.70. So I mean the price range is from $5.70 to $13.50. So anyway, this is a great list of cigars, and we numbered them in the order that I like. I thought was the best value and the best cigar.
It's
at that
everyday
price
man's
point.
top 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to call it the working man top
That's
10.
where
You know
we
what I
going.
mean?
Working man.
So anyway, let's start with number 10, which is one of my favorite. I probably smoke this at least, I'm going to guess 5-6 times a week. And usually I smoke one first thing in the morning. It's definitely a great coffee stick.
Yes, it is.
I wouldn't say it's an evening smoke at all. But it's the La Galera Connecticut, and like I said earlier, that's $5.70, and the construction is flawless.
What coffee would you pair it with?
Usually I like the Sumatra with that.
Oh, okay.
You know, the
Okay.
Sumatra's
Sumatra's-
not over the top
No,
bold. It's not
yes,
bitter.
yes.
And with that Connecticut, it really blends well.
Okay.
So that's top 10 right there. And then our very next cigar is the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Maduro.
Can't go wrong with that one.
No, and you
sir.
know, that's a stick that you can go coffee, you can go bourbon, you can go scotch.
Yes,
It's
yes,
an all-around good
yes.
cigar.
It's that everyday smoke.
Yeah, and you know, when you look at it, it doesn't look like an under $10 stick.
sir. No,
and I
sir.
mean, you know, when I say under 10, it's like $9.95. But still, for a $10 stick, they've knocked it out of the
Yes,
park.
sir.
It's
Yes,
really
sir.
good. Let's go down to the number 8, which is one of my favorite cigars to smoke on a regular basis.
Yes, sir.
Is
Mine
the
too.
Roma Craft Aquitaine. And you know, I did a picture. Well, this was actually of the Neanderthal the other day. And what I said about Roma Craft is, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed that when you smoke a Roma Craft, it doesn't always burn the prettiest,
No, it doesn't.
and it's not the most sexy cigar,
But
but
yeah,
it's a great cigar.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
it almost it's almost like it's the man's man cigar. You know what I
get-
mean? It's
you
not
get-
delicate.
Nope. You get your taste, you get your boldness with the Aquitaine, and sometimes with the Cro-Magnon.
and you get all the smoke.
Ah, the smoke, the billows of smoke,
Yeah.
man.
So
Ah.
it's like it's not a delicate, you know, like it's the opposite of Davidoff.
It's one of those like James Cagney type smokes.
Exactly. I love the Aquitaine. That's my favorite. I really like all the Roma Crafts. I really don't smoke the Intemperance Connecticut very often.
I do.
Just because if I'm going to go Connecticut, I got my two go-tos,
go-tos, yeah.
and my go-tos is the McAuliffe Connecticut
Uh-huh.
and the La Galera. So I know you do smoke some of those,
yeah.
and they're good. They're good
to-
Connecticut.
Yes, they are. They are. I mean, Michael Rosales hit it out the park with that, man.
Yeah.
His rundown of all this sticks are, for me, the working man stick. It's something that you can get. You can pair it with coffees, with bourbons, with scotch, and the price is not going to tear your pockets up.
Right.
I love.
And I
them.
mean that's a great cigar.
oh yes.
I'm gonna let you do number 6.
The My Father,
No,
LeGrand.
no. You skipped one. Oh, I skipped one. I said 6.
Yeah.
You were going with 7. Yeah, we are on 7. So yeah, I'll let you do number 7.
It's the My Father, LeGrand Fuerte.
Oh, great smoke, man.
My father.
Now, and that's probably. I mean, I also really love the Le Bijou
Yes, sir.
1922.
Yes, sir.
That's probably my favorite, My Father, but that is over the $10 price point, where the Oferte is only like what, $7-8 bucks?
$7-8.
Yeah.
I bought the sample pack with the Le Bijou, the Judge, and the Oferte. I smoked one because I had 2 of each. I smoked one Oferte and I put the other up, and it's still sitting. It's been sitting for 2 months.
Oh, nice!
I'm not
Wow.
going to smoke it. I was just like,
I'm
yes.
impressed.
Oh, it's sitting.
Wow. So you know, the Judge. Did you smoke it yet?
Yes, I did.
Now, how'd you like that
I
one?
love the smoke. It had that billows of smoke. I love the structure. It had a taste that I was actually drinking coffee with it. Zimbabwe.
Okay, good coffee.
It matched perfectly for that. But the Forte was just like, when I smoked the first one, I was like, nah, I'm not wasting the second one. I'm holding on to
Right,
it. Man.
right.
I'm holding on to it.
Well, you know, for me, I'm not a Judge fan.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know what it is about that profile.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it for me.
It hits me though. It hits
And
me.
yeah, everybody's palate's different.
Yes, sir.
But I tried it. I was excited about it, and I was just like, and at the time I was smoking a lot of 1922.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like,
It didn't match up with
right,
the
right.
1922s.
And then, but what I liked about
The Oferte?
the Oferte was it was completely different. That's a very nice medium smoke.
yes, sir.
That for the first 2/3 kind of it goes like some earth, some leather, some cedar, and then that last third is like black pepper galore.
And it hits you, too.
It hits
Oh,
you
it
straight
hits
up. You're like, damn, where'd that come from?
Yeah, nasal patches just open up on that retro hell. You're like, oh yes.
Yeah, that was great. So I'll do number 6.
Yes,
It
sir.
is the Plasencia Cosecha 1846. And I tell you what, I'm a big fan of Plasencia. I know you are.
yes, sir.
And the 146, what I love about it is the wrapper itself is silky smooth. And then it is a medium profile
Yes, sir.
with a lot of complexity. And it changes throughout the entire cigar. You don't get bored with it.
No, you don't.
And I mean, for a Plasencia, that price point, even at $12, it's still a solid value.
Yes, sir.
And I really am a big fan of Plasencia across the board.
It's just a surprise stick.
Yeah.
It's like you said, throughout the entire profile, you get something different. And you sit back and you look at it, you're like, man, this is a great stick. So you sit back and chill with it. I love them.
Yeah, really great smoke. And I'll tell you what's really great smoke. This 1926 I'm smoking, man.
Thank you, Straight Cut.
Yeah, Straight Cut, you guys rock, man. You really you blew us away with these
Yes,
cigar
sir.
selections.
Yes,
now
sir.
we're going to have to be very careful on what we wager. So anyway, let's go to number 5. I'm going to let you carry this one as well.
The Undercrown Flying Pig Maduro. Yes,
You know what? That is a
sir.
great stick.
That is a true 50-minute stick.
Yeah,
man.
and when you see it, you're like, well, I'm not going to
because-
pay that much money for that little thing. But it's deceiving.
Deceiving with the
Because-
leaves that are wrapped in. It's the entire package.
And
they say
good draw. You got to get into it though, because that double perfecto
Perfecto
style.
style.
The very first couple of puffs, you're like, man, I'm not really getting much, and then it opens up,
As soon
and
as
bam.
you get past that, it's just like it opens up to you. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, I love this stick.
Yeah,
and it's a mind blower. It really is. You sit back there, you think, but then small packages, dynamite, baby.
And I tell you what, I really like that whole style of a cigar.
Mhm.
You know what? Because I mean, even I've smoked the Kentucky Fire Cured, and I don't smoke a lot of those, but I like to smoke one like after I've had 4 or 5 cigars,
Okay.
because my palate is washed
Right.
out. And what happens when you smoke that Kentucky Fire Cured? You're like, holy crap, I can taste something different now. You know what I mean?
That, yes.
So that's about the time that I like a Kentucky Fire Cured. Other than that, like, I wouldn't just smoke one out of the clear blue. It's not my style.
Okay.
But to cleanse my palate, so to speak, it's like, bam, I can
There it
taste
is.
something.
There it is. Gotcha.
So let's go to number 4, which this is a David Blanco cigar. This
Mr.
is
Blanco.
the Liga Exclusivia Maduro. And I was a big fan of this cigar. The wrapper is super dark. It's coarse. It has a nice toothy wrapper to it. It has a plethora of flavors.
yes,
I mean, it's takes you on a roller coaster ride. It really does. And so hats off to David Blanco making this list.
Hit it out the park again. Yes, sir.
And he is also a cigar manufacturer that cares about price point.
Yeah.
He's trying to provide quality cigars at a price point your everyday guy can go in and enjoy.
He's that everyday man's blender. He has something for everybody's palate, and you are never disappointed in anything Blanc. I haven't been.
And I'll tell you what, I also smoked that in the natural.
Yeah.
Dude,
How was it?
blew me away.
Oh,
I was like, wow.
I'm gonna have to try that.
And I can't remember why I smoked the natural, because that wouldn't normally be my
Okay.
selection.
Yeah.
I think maybe Scott gave me one, and I was like, wow, this is
Yeah.
actually neck and neck with the Maduro. That's how good it was. So
yeah, I'm
definitely put that on your
gonna
list.
try. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, we're going to go to number 3 now, and this is the McAuliffe Medallia. And if you haven't tried one of these, man, they knocked it out of the park. I love this cigar, And last night at the event, they had this same cigar in the Corona Extra. Dude,
Come on.
that blew me away too. It was actually like two different cigars.
What?
Yeah, it was really like almost two different cigars. It has the same blend, but the flavor profile was like a little stick of dynamite on that Corona Extra.
Okay.
But so you've smoked the Medallia,
Yes,
right?
I have, and I love the Medallia, man. It's a great smoke. That's the reason why it's in number 3.
Right,
You can't miss with a Medallia.
No,
you can't
I'm with
miss
you.
with it, man.
So, and then let's go to number 2.
Come on,
I'm gonna
now.
let you talk about this
Hey,
one.
That's the Viva La Vida, baby. Come on,
I'm letting
man.
Bryant talk about it because he recently had a couple of those.
Oh man, you talking about a stick from the entire stick, first, second, and third. It is a knockout, man.
Yeah, it really
They
is.
hit. When I say they hit the ball out the park, it's like back in St. Louis when I can't remember what the player was, knocked it clean out of Busch Stadium. That's what you get with that Viva La Vida, man. I was surprised about it. I really was surprised with it. And the profile was perfect. The draw was perfect. The structure was perfect. I had a nice little, almost a 3-inch ash on it, man. And I was like,
Nice,
ooh.
nice.
I was like, where did I get this from? Then I remember you gave it to me.
Right,
So I was
right.
like, okay.
So let's get to number 1.
Come on
And you guys, we had Terrence Riley on the show a while back talking about Aganorsa Leaf, and they've actually made number 1 on this list with their Aganorsa Leaf Corojo.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not normally known to be a Corojo guy.
No, sir.
But, man, I smoked. In fact, I'm going to tell you this. You may not know this.
Okay.
But from the time that we had him on the show to now, I've smoked in the neighborhood of about 55 of those cigars.
Get outta here.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. They're that freaking good. And they were $8.70.
Yes.
Price
That's
point.
Perfect price
is
point. Yes,
Awesome.
Yes.
When you can pick up a $8.70 cigar and smoke it and enjoy it and know that it's like a $15 cigar, you're like,
Yes,
wow.
Yes, yes.
Now, I'll tell you this, too. This is something I just learned, and I'll have to pull out my bag of cigars. I don't know where they are, so I can't pull it out.
You put them over there.
So, something I learned yesterday, actually this morning at the Leaf, was McAuliffe has a torpedo called the Torsador. Dude, do you know how much this cigar cost?
No, sir.
$4.20.
Get out of here.
No, I'm serious.
Hold up. Let me look at
And you
this
know,
again.
and whenever I went in the shop today and I saw that, I was like, no, that cigar has to be $14.20, right?
yeah.
Is that a good looking stick?
That is a good looking stick, man.
For $4.20.
That's a beautiful torpedo.
Right.
And it's a Macau.
Right.
Oh.
That just shows you that McAuliffe has a span of price range to fit everyone's budget.
Yes.
And then blends to fit everyone's profile. And that's one of the things that I love about McAuliffe is they're not just, targeting the high end, but they're also making quality cigars for people on a budget,
For
man.
the everyday man.
And, I found out about this morning because Nathan was in the shop. And, Nathan is a budget bloodhound.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you want to know about budgets, you get in touch with Nathan
Yes,
because
sir.
Nathan will tell you what's good for a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he told me about this one. So I went in there. I was like, oh, wow, that is $4.20. So anyway, that's not on the top 10 list. I just wanted to bring that up because I was blown away by the value.
Yeah.
Hey guys, coming up after the break, we'll have Chris with us from Luxury Cigar Club. They are partnered up with us on our weekly giveaway. And then we will also be talking about Luxury Cigar Club is supplying the Cigar Talk top 10 cigars. And we're going to be offering those on a limited edition. So you'll be wanting to get on that pretty fast. If you buy a box, it'll be the top 10 and you'll get one of our custom original poker chips with
Yes,
our logo
sir.
on the front and Light 'em Up Crew on the back. And then also, you've been gone. You missed yesterday's event.
Yes, sir. I missed it.
Where were you at?
I had to go to Killeen, Texas.
Killeen, Texas.
Yeah, I was
because
down
I talked to Junior and he was like, I think he's in Vermont. And I was like, he didn't tell me he was going out of state.
No, I went to Killeen, Texas. I was taking care of my oldest daughter.
I got you. Now, is that the one that's going to Cuba?
Yeah, she's going to Guantanamo Bay to work at the prison.
Yeah, she's not going to the cigar side.
No.
She's going,
Now, I will be visiting the cigar side when I go
Nice.
to visit her.
so if they ban traveling to Cuba, you'll still be able to go because you have a daughter working
I have
there.
a daughter working there. Yeah, I'll be able to go.
Nice. So
Yeah.
you'll be our Cuban connection.
Say it again.
The Cuban Connection. Sounds like a movie.
Yes, sir.
Except instead of bringing, what was it, the Cocaine Cowboys?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah.
Great movie.
And the French Connection.
Yeah, that was good too. And speaking of movies,
Oh, come on.
have you ever seen the movie The Town
No.
with Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck.
So Ben Affleck, and you know I'm not a big
Me
Ben Affleck
neither.
fan, right?
Me neither.
This is the best movie he's ever been in.
Okay.
And it was called The Town. Anyway, it's about a group of 4 guys from Boston in the Charlestown area. I don't know if you know this, but the Boston and Charlestown area I wouldn't say provide, I would say actually have more bank robbers per capita than any place in the world. In the world. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's an older movie, like 2010.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look that
Dude.
up. Where'd you see it at?
Well, we've got it on the Plex.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna either look at Netflix or the Plex to see if I
It's
can find
probably
that.
on one of those.
Okay.
But great bank robber movie, dude.
Okay.
If you like bank robber movies, which I do.
Hey, being an ex-cop, I like watching criminals.
Did you like the movie Heat?
Oh yes.
This movie rivals Heat for
Okay.
being as good.
Okay.
It's
okay.
like it's not like crazy, not believable. It's like super. In fact, I think it's based on a real case.
Oh.
So, and it has
I
the
really
FBI.
would watch it then,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was real good. Anyway, guys, we'll be right back after the break with Chris. Hang with us. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us through the break. We've got Chris from Luxury Cigar Club on the line. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. We appreciate you coming on, and we just want to say thank you so much for being a partner with us on the weekly giveaways, man. It's a huge event each week that we get to give away a box to one of the listeners, and we just want to say thank you so much for that.
I appreciate that, man. I'm happy we can do something to support the community and show that we're out there and we care, and we want to see shows like yours grow and succeed. We need more content for cigar guys out here, guys and gals.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And if anybody wants to go to my website, there's a link on my website called Cigar Talk Friends, and there's actually other Cigar Talk podcast, cigar-related podcast on the links. And some of my shows that I listen to besides Cigar Talk. So if you're looking for some more content, be happy to swing by my cigar friends and check out those podcasts as well. You know, I'm a big supporter of just the cigar community, so I'm always happy to help out those other shows as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know that. I'll have to go find some new podcasts to listen to.
Yeah, check out the Straight Cut. We've got Viking on there, and they do a great job every week. They have people they interview. They're out of Arkansas, and they do a really good job. I like their show. And then we've got a couple of friends down in Houston doing Cigar Heads. We actually they had me on their show a couple of weeks ago, and so that was fun. They're a whole different style of show than what we are, but it was a lot of fun to hang out with those guys and see what they're up to. But
Awesome.
yeah, so you know, we just like to spread the love around because you know we are one big happy community, right?
I hope so. That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the reason we're all in this community, not besides just the fabulous cigars that we get to smoke.
that might be part of it as well.
So, hey, so anyway, before we got you on, we were talking about the top 10 cigars of 2019, the first half, and that was our picks. And, you know, some of our criteria was great build, good blends, and definitely a certain price point because we want to make sure that everybody can enjoy these cigars. And so you've seen the list. You're going to actually provide the boxes, limited editions to some of the listeners who order. So what were your thoughts on the top 10 that we put out?
I'm looking at the list again. I've been looking at it a lot lately, and I agree with you in a lot of places. We've got some good cigars here. I think that my top 10 list and your top 10 list are going to be pretty different other than one stick. And I bet you can guess what stick
I
that
already
is.
know which stick it is. I'm
Yeah.
going to say that the stick that you're talking about is Viva La Vida.
That's the one, man. I think you have it at what, number 3?
Number 2.
Number 2 on your list, and
Yeah.
I think I'd probably put it at a solid 2 or 3 on my list as well. I will be releasing a top 10 list at the end of the year also.
Awesome.
But you know, it's going to take me a little longer to compose mine, I think. I think these are great cigars, man. The Aganorsa Leaf Corojo is fantastic. Blanco's Liga Exclusive Maduro is fantastic. I've smoked all of these at one point or another, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the list. And that's the amazing thing about cigars is everyone's palates are different. Everyone has their own unique taste. I like that the price point on this list is really fairly modest when it comes to cigars. You know what I mean?
That was one of the goals in coming up with our top 10 because, I mean, I think it's easy to come up with a top 10 list that nobody can smoke. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you're making $200,000 a year, maybe you can go out and buy whatever you want to as far as the top 10. But I wanted the average working man, just like myself, to be able to smoke all 10 of these cigars and not be like really a stretch for their budget. You know what I mean?
I do. And I think you nailed it right on the head. I also think that a lot of this stuff, for the most part, can be found in most larger humidors. You know what I mean? Some of it's super popular and so might be a little harder to source, but price wise, I think you nailed it on the head. And there's some really good tobacco on this list. I mean, that Cocheca 146 from Plasencia.
Yeah.
What a fantastic cigar, man. I mean, the Cigar Aficionado top 25.
Right.
For 2018, just an amazing cigar all around, and Plasencia is doing some crazy stuff now.
Are you aware that the Blanco line is actually made at the Plasencia factories?
I am. I think Plasencia makes, I don't know, the statistic I heard, I don't know if you can quote me on it, you know, they control like 70% of the tobacco market.
Yeah. They're not a small player. They're a big
there's
player.
A lot going on there. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, they make a great quality with quality control, so you know you're getting a great stick every time.
They really do. We've gone through a lot of Plasencia, and I've never had any problems. And any problems I've ever had with them, they've taken care of us, you know, as a retailer immediately, no questions asked. I asked for a replacement box once because we had some damaged caps, and they didn't even ask for pictures. They just sent me another box. Like, that's great service, right? Like, no questions asked. Here you go. Like, customer for life.
Yeah, exactly. And when they take care of you like that, it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, as long as the cigars stay good.
Tell us about what you have coming up for the rest of the half of this year. I know we've talked about some different things. I think I saw a sneak peek maybe of a new logo coming out for you guys.
Yeah, so we're rebranding ourselves just slightly with a little more of an elevated look. We love the Two Stags logo that we use, and we kind of got the look we wanted to at first, but as we're looking at the marketplace and the space that we operate in specifically as a subscription, we wanted something that was maybe a little more recognizable immediately, and we wanted something that would synonymize with the younger crowd just a little bit better. And so we still have the Two Stag thing, but you'll start seeing it show up on Instagram and in boxes and things like that here in the next couple of weeks. It'll start getting real prevalent. I'm in love with it. We spent a lot of time working on it. Something that I can tell you is that the Two Stags, someone asked me at IPCPR actually, what's the Two Stags mean? And my partner, David, and myself, who we actually started the company, we brought Ben on after the fact. David and I both have a stag in our family crest.
Oh, nice.
So the Two Stags worked out like fantastically for that. You know what I mean? It kind of represents us and our families, and we kind of hit the ground running with it from there.
Well, that's cool. And the sneak peek that I saw, I really liked it because it was kind of streamlined from what you already had. And so I really liked the look and aesthetics of it. I mean, I liked your original logo. I already told you that a while back, but I think this one really streamlines what you're looking for.
I think so. Like, we were kind of going for that, you know, just brand recognition thing where you could just look at it and go, oh, that's what that is. That's what that is, you know, and become really kind of a pinnacle or mascot, I guess. A logo is what that is. So but yeah, that's coming. So new boxes actually will be shipping out next month. Updated boxes.
Oh, nice.
A little bit new. So everybody that subscribes will get their hands on that, and that's pretty cool. And then we're actually going to do, I know you hinted at it a little bit, but we're doing, hopefully shipping probably first week of August as well. We're going to go ahead and make your top 10 box for the people. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the first 20 that purchase it are going to get a limited edition Light 'em Up Crew poker chip from Cigar Talk Radio, right?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
We'll be making that box. So the price on it, I did finalize the price today. Actually, it's going to be $110 shipped.
Nice.
That's for 10 cigars, and we figure the retail value on the box is about $140, give or take. So we'll save you a little bit of money, help you get those sticks in your humidors and get them smoked, because if Cigar Talk Radio says they're top 10, they're definitely worth giving a shot. So
the thing about these cigars that I picked, just about every one of them on the list are cigars that I smoke on a regular basis.
That's a great top 10 list, because then it's not like, okay, so Cigar Aficionados or something. Let's use that Flor Dominicana and Dojian Bull, right? Like, it's a good cigar, it's popular, but you can't get it anywhere.
Right,
no one can
right.
get it. So it's a celebration cigar or something like that. You can get Viva La Vida pretty easy.
Right.
So, but it's a good cigar. It's worth having, and it's worth being on a top 10.
And the other thing that I like about this list is, because it's cigars that I smoke all the time, I'd like everybody to try these 10 cigars, because I think when they smoke all 10 of these cigars, they're going to find at least 3 or 4 cigars that they like so much that they're going to become go-to cigars for guys. You know what I mean?
I think so too. Easily that list to do it. I mean, for me, I smoke the Cocheca 146 and the Viva La Vida fairly frequently, so for us to agree on those 2 cigars, even out of 10, I think says a lot, because there's a bajillion cigars in the world.
Oh, I know.
And these are 2 sticks that we both like to frequent. So I think that says a lot.
Right. And the thing about it is, I know with being a member of this luxury cigar club that you give us access to cigars that I never would have even tried. And it's funny because the cigar that you sent out, I believe in the last box last month, was the NC. Remember that stick?
Nat Seco?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, the Liga.
Yeah, and since then, I've talked to Jay, and Jay let me know he's bringing those into the shop locally in Abilene. Man, I was so excited when I found that out. So I love the fact that you guys send out cigars that we never have a chance to smoke and find these really, really good, unique sticks that we don't know about.
Maybe we should get a commission on that, since we don't make any money doing what we're doing. No, actually, I was just talking. I was on another show just the other night, the one and only Rebar on YouTube, and they were asking about how we think about retail shops and things like that. And I was like, you know what? I think we're like the best advertising there is for retail shops, because you get a stick from us and you see it on your shelf at your B&M and you like it, boom. That shop didn't have to do any work to sell that cigar to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think we work really well with the retail stores. Some retail stores don't see it that way, but...
Well, see, I take it a step further. I think that if you're a retail shop, you should be a member of the Luxury Cigar Club, because now you have access to all these cigars you don't carry, and you'll get to find out if maybe there's some cigars out there that you want to bring in the shop. If I was a cigar shop owner, I would definitely be a member of the Luxury Cigar Club.
I agree with you 100%. You guys heard it here. All cigar shop owners must subscribe to Luxury Cigar Club.
Well, I don't know about must, but I highly recommend it. I think it's a no-brainer. I know I talked to Jay the other day, and he said that he's joining up just because that's exactly what he wants, is to be able to experience cigars that he doesn't know anything about, and maybe be able to bring more cigars into the shop. And I think it's a win-win for everyone.
I think so too. I totally agree with that. I think there's a lot out there, and we cast such a wide net when we're trying to find these sticks that...
Yeah, y'all really do. I don't know how you come up with these lists or these groups of cigars that y'all send out every month. I think it's just crazy that y'all come up with so many good cigars I've never heard of.
It's a lot of work. I believe it or not.
I believe it. I mean, I believe it. And I'll tell you what, man, that Daughters of the Wind, loved it.
Castagli, formerly Bespoke Cigars.
Yeah.
They only have a small handful of accounts open in the United States. They're prominent in like the Middle East, like in Saudi Arabia.
Really?
And Europe, very, very prominent outside of the country. They're working hard on making inways in. I really don't know how we came across them, but I spent a lot of time with them at IPCPR. Ben actually went to dinner with them one night at this like Armenian restaurant. The air conditioner was broken, and it was like a 14-course meal. And I guess they were there for like 5.5 hours. And Ben's like, dude, I'm so full. He came up to me. He came up to me at the bar after the dinner, and I'm like, Ben, are you drunk? You know, he looked drunk. He's like, no, man, I've eaten way too much food. I'm like, oh, brother. But that Daughters of the Wind is a really good cigar. There's going to be more from them in our boxes because they have a really, really large line. And there's some really, really fantastic sticks in there that just no one's heard of that people need to hear about.
How did you even find out about them at all?
Ben found out about them somehow. I think it might have been a Instagram page that we came across or something. And just a relationship was built, and we tried some sticks, and we found one that we really loved, and then we fostered the relationship further. And
so there's a little tip for the cigar manufacturers. Make sure that you are exposing your cigars and giving everybody the exposure to your product line, because man, social media is a great place to explore the cigars, and you might end up in the luxury cigar box.
I think a lot of companies are starting to understand how important like social media space really, really is. At this point, I've seen a lot more activity from a lot of companies over the past 6 months.
Oh, it's been crazy.
So it's great. I'm all for it.
So tell everybody, and you know what? Everybody who listens to the show already knows how to find you. We have your website on our webpage. We have it on each episode. We have it in our show notes. I at least post once a week on Instagram for you guys, so everybody knows. Is there anything that you want to tell people about Luxury Cigar Club that maybe we don't know?
I don't know, man. I think you guys pretty much know everything about us. I mean, anyone that listens to your show, we were pretty in depth last time. I will tell you that, and we will on Sunday, this coming Sunday at around noon or so, we'll have a link or a website live. It'll be luxurycigarclub.com/CTR.
All right.
So that's for Cigar Talk Radio. And that's where they'll be able to go pre-order this top 10 box.
Okay. And we'll put a link up for that as well on our website.
Yep. Perfect. And you know, the first 20 orders are going to get the chip, the Cigar Talk Radio Light 'em Up Crew chip. And we'll probably take a few orders after that, but we're going to keep the box pretty small. Just because it's a limited release. It's a limited release for you guys. We wanted to say thank you for the support on the show. I thought it would be really cool to put that box together. So get them while they're hot there.
Right.
No, I mean, we love what we do. Nothing has changed much. There's some things coming. We have some exclusive cigars actually that we're going to have access to soon. And I'm not going to make any announcements on that yet, but they're going to be cigars from brands that we already know people love, and they will be exclusive to Luxury Cigar Club. They won't be house blends with new labels on it or anything like that. These will be blends that you can only access through us.
Nice.
And so there's some big names working on them as well. AJ Fernandez.
Oh, wow.
Just some really, really large stuff coming. And it's going to be one of the benefits of being a member of the Luxury Cigar Club. You know what I mean? So as a member, no matter what tier you're at, you're going to get your cigars every month. You're going to get 20% off plus free shipping on anything else that we sell outside of a few select brands that are price protected in a certain way.
Right.
And you're going to get, we have a humidor partner where you're going to get 10% off. We have another partner where that does like cutters and ashtrays. You're going to get 10% off there. So our club really is beginning to stretch pretty far, and we're trying to just provide value, to all of our customers and really show them the value of our club and what we can do for them. And
I think that's great, man, because you're already providing a lot of value, and you start throwing in like cigar accessories with humidors and cutters and lighters. And I really think that is key to adding more value to your cigar smokers that are consumers as well as members of the Luxury Cigar Club.
For sure. Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. So we were talking earlier in the month or so, but we were also planning on doing the Cigar Talk top 10 of the end of the year. And some of these cigars might make it to the final top 10, but we were talking about, if you want to order the top 10 at the end of the year, anyone who ordered this go around will have first choice at the final year. Is that what we're still looking at doing?
Yeah, so we'll reserve anyone that orders the middle, the half year top 10. We'll reserve a box for them at the end of the year for order. And the price is unknown. It depends on how crazy you guys over here at Cigar Talk Radio get. It's going to be a bunch of Opus X and stuff like that. It'll be $1,000 box.
Yeah, right. So
no, but we'll definitely do that. And I'm actually really looking forward to this box. I'll be buying one of these myself.
all right.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I got to get my chip.
Hey, I know. I appreciate that. Hey, we'll see. And also on the final, we're probably going to come out with it in the second week of November and have it in time for Christmas. That's what we were looking at.
Yep. Nope. That's absolutely possible. No problems there. I think that's the plan. So yeah, I think, the only thing that I ask is that people keep giving us feedback on what they're getting and what they're liking, or as people come across new sticks, reach out to us. I'm on Instagram all the time. So if someone wants to even just reach out and say hi, I really encourage them to do so. We love to interact with the community. We love to be involved.
Well, and I'll tell you this, lots of the listeners who have subscribed and become members of the Luxury Cigar Club have reached out to me, and they love what you guys are doing. So, I mean, it's not just me and Bryant. Bryant, man, he's like in heaven. He signed up too late for last month's box, so this month he got 2 boxes, and he's kind of rubbing that in my face.
Oh, good for him.
He sent me a message and said, hey man, I got 2 boxes. And I was like, so instead of telling him why that happened, I told him, I said, yeah, they were saving on shipping, and they sent my box with your box, so that other box is mine. And he was like, too bad. So that didn't work. But I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask what your favorite, have you smoked through the box yet?
Oh, no, I have smoked the Daughter of the Wind, and then I smoked the, is it the Cavazos?
Oh, Casa Cuevas.
Casa
the Casa
Cuevas.
Cuevas limited edition.
That was the Lancero, right?
Oh my gosh, what a fantastic
Dude,
cigar.
that was a beauty. In fact, I posted a picture of it. It's a beautiful cigar, and I've never had a Lancero that had a pigtail. Have you?
Yeah, I've had a couple Lanceros with a pigtail. That one is unique. Do you know the story behind that cigar?
No, I did not.
So Casa Cuevas is a real old company. They're actually a factory, and they've been rolling cigars for a long time. But kind of like Plasencia has done, they wanted to get their own name out there as well.
Okay.
So they started the Cuevas line. They're fairly new to the market, but they have a warehouse in Miami. I don't know, 6 months ago or something like that. Fairly soon after this limited edition release, they released this limited edition Lancero in two blends. They had a Habano and a Maduro, and they did 500 numbered boxes of each one.
Wow.
Okay, very limited edition. They're not going to bring it back. Well, this warehouse in Miami, a couple guys backed the truck up to a brick wall, and took a sledgehammer and broke a hole in the wall, crawled through the wall into the humidor, and loaded their truck up with Casa Cuevas cigars. So that 500 box production, they half of it was stolen.
No way.
So you're really getting a cigar that they only have 250 boxes in circulation of, and we bought a ton of it, and so they're sold out of it now. So that's actually a really rare treat to have. It's the same blend as their Robusto Maduro, but it's in that Lancero format, so you'll get that really strong wrapper flavor from it.
You should have told me that story before, because now I probably would have saved it for a while.
That's okay. I might have one or two floating around still.
Yeah, that's a really sad story, but really look at how limited that cigar became. Half of production was available.
Yeah, it's a great stick too.
So let me ask you this, while I got you, what are you smoking now?
I am smoking a Casa Cuba.
Casa Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smoking a Oliva Master Blend.
Oliva Master Blend.
Have you had one of those?
I don't think I've had that.
It's the only Oliva that has like this wild, crazy rainbow colored band on it.
Yeah, because basically all of their bands are kind of like brownish, goldish.
Yeah, and it just has, like the V or the O or the G. And this one actually has like a 3 on it. and it's in red and gold, and then there's like the tobacco fields are all in green. It's a really beautiful band. I'll have to shoot you a picture of it.
That sounds gorgeous. How is it? Is it a Maduro or what is it?
Yeah, it's a Maduro, and it is just fantastic.
That sounds good. I'll have to track
They're
that
actually
down.
kind of hard to find, so
Oh, perfect.
yeah,
My
right.
favorite.
So who knows? Maybe you'll be putting one of those in the boxes soon.
We might do that. I haven't tried it, so I gotta track it down and try it. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, they're really good. All right, man. Well, hey, that wraps it up. We appreciate you coming on the show as always. And if there's ever anything we can do for you, please reach out and let us know. We're happy to be here for you. And we just want to say thank you so much for partnering with us on our weekly giveaways, Chris.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. And one more shameless plug, just it's going to be luxurycigarclub.com/CTR for Cigar Talk Radio for that limited edition box. That'll be fun. I think it's really exciting.
Awesome, man. Well, we are looking forward to it, and we want to say thank you again, not for just being a partner on the weekly giveaway, but providing our listeners the opportunity to order the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
All right, man. Well, enjoy your smoke, and we'll talk soon, brother.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Hope you enjoyed the interview with Chris. Man, we couldn't be more happy that they're going to be carrying the Cigar Talk Top 10 Cigars of 2019. It's going to be a very limited run, so if you want to get one, you better jump on it quick. We'll provide the link on the show notes. And anyway, man, let's go ahead and talk about, well, you know what? We're still smoking on these Padron 1926 number 90s.
Definitely still smoking on them.
So we want to give a shout out to Viking and Steve from the Straight Cut. And
Yes,
if you
sir.
guys haven't checked out their podcast, I listen to it every week. It's my favorite cigar podcast besides, that other one called Cigar Talk.
The greatest in the world.
Oh, yeah, whatever now. Uh-oh. So anyway, no, it's my actually go-to because most of the time I do all the editing, so I only listen to our show if my wife's in the car and she wants to listen to it.
Okay.
Otherwise, by the time I'm done editing, which takes me like 3 or 4 hours, I don't want to hear it again.
I got you. I'm always listening to it because I'm always on the road, and it gives me something that I hate hearing myself. But then I love to hear.
But you love hearing me.
Yeah,
I got
love
you.
hearing the back and forth.
So, and what's funny is whenever I do listen to the show, I actually kind of chuckle to myself with the banter between you and I. And it's like, yep, that's my buddy.
Remember when we were planning on the football podcast?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would have loved to hear that banter going back and forth.
Right. Well, because, he's a red and gold.
To the day I die and when I get old.
Hey, man, it's all about the blue star. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, we want to say thank you for Chris on the Luxury Cigar Club. And then also, let's just say thank you again to McAuliffe.
Yes, sir.
McAuliffe has been good to us. And
Very good.
Man, what I love about McAuliffe, too, is they have a great line of cigars.
Yes.
And you'll get to meet them. You were gone yesterday,
Yes,
so
sir.
you didn't get to meet Steve and Brandon. But they have a great team. And I mean from top all the way down to the bottom. And you can tell by the quality of their cigars, their customer service, and the whole ambassador program is really just an extension of their team, bringing you on board to be part of their team.
Yes, sir. It's the quality control is important to them, and it's not just in their cigars. It's in their customer service, their brand. It's all about putting out a quality product. And when you make that the number one thing with you, just like us, we sit back and we have the banter, but our mission is to put out a quality product that people want to listen to. And that's the way McAuliffe is. They put out cigars, they put out sticks, they have a line that you want to try.
Now, let me ask you this. I know you're an ambassador.
Yes, sir.
Are you part of the Facebook ambassador group?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Man, that whole group is like family.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's awesome to go in there because they do so much. In fact, they just did a winner, and it was a cool contest. I don't know if you did it.
No, I didn't.
But they said we have a shipment coming from Nicaragua to the headquarters, and they said, all ambassadors, you guess whenever the shipment is going to arrive the headquarters, and the closest one without going over wins a box of cigars.
taking care of the customers.
I know, right?
Keeping us happy.
And
us happy.
The funny thing is, I love that price structure because I'm an old Price is Right guy. I know you were.
Yes, sir.
And
Bob Barker.
So anyway, what I loved about it was they shipped out, I think, on a Thursday. And so I knew they weren't going to arrive Saturday or Sunday. So I was betting on Monday.
Okay.
And so one guy put in for 11:30. You know what time I went?
11:31.
Bam. Unfortunately, it didn't get there till I think Wednesday or Thursday.
You sound like you got that Bob Barker from that Adam Sandler movie, The Price is Wrong.
Yeah, oh, that's a great line.
Oh, yes.
Price is wrong, bitch. Yeah. Let's go ahead and announce this week's Luxury Cigar Club winner. We're going to be looking for Jack Bernal. Jack, I'll send you an email with the code to get your free Luxury Cigar Club box. And, man, you guys who aren't members yet.
Yeah.
Now, and I talked to Chris about this. If you are a member and you get selected, you will get a month free.
Okay.
So it's open to everyone.
Yeah.
So if you're already a member, don't worry, you're still going to get a free box if we select you.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, if you're not a member already, go join up.
Yeah,
Dude,
you're wasting your time, man.
you joined up last month.
Yes.
And, you know, Scott Fritz was asking me tonight. He was like, hey, man, is that really a great deal? And I was like, dude, you're getting 5 quality sticks that you can't find anywhere.
Nope.
I mean, I love it. And I've looked at other cigar clubs, and this one knocks it out of the park.
Yes, it does.
Every time.
Yes, it does.
And so
they took care of me this month, too.
Oh, I know,
they
right?
took care of me,
I told
man.
Chris that because you ordered late, you didn't get one for last month, but they sent you 2 this month. And I
Yeah.
said, I told him it was, you sent both boxes and one was for me. And I was like, he wasn't buying it.
Not at all.
He was kind of rude
Yes,
about it.
I was.
So,
Sorry, bruh.
so anyway, let's talk about the Patreons. You know, that's an option if you guys want to support the show. We're currently trying to raise funds so that I no longer do the editing of the show. You know, if you go back and listen to the first episode, you know, it was horrible. I mean, I can't even imagine that people go listen to the first episode and then listen to another one. I've come a long ways as far as my audio engineering type work, but it takes me forever. Yeah. I'm not like good at it. I'm not proficient at it.
Okay.
And so anyway, we've opened up a Patreon account. If you want to go support us, if you look on our main page where the episodes are, you can go down halfway and it says join the Light 'em Up crew. Click on that link and you can join our Patreon club. And there's 3 different tiers of membership. The first tier, you will get a custom poker chip with our logo on the front, Light 'em Up crew on the back. And then on tier 2, you'll get tier 1, but we'll also give you a shout out on the show. And then if you do tier 3, you'll get tier 1 and 2. Plus, we're going to have you on the show, interview you, find out what cigars you're smoking, where you're smoking your cigars, and how you got started smoking cigars. Just have a conversation.
And that's what it's about, man.
Yeah, you know, it's part of the community. But anyway, if you want to support us in that way, we appreciate it. And if you just want to listen, hey, we appreciate that too.
Yes, sir.
So it's basically just trying to raise some funds so that we can hire a audio engineer.
Yes.
And so anyway, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our tier 2. And today, actually, Brittany Jefferson joined.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. And then we also want to give a shout out to Bloke with a Beer.
Yes, Bloke with a Beer.
Bloke with a Beer. That guy's all over Instagram.
Yes, sir.
So you might want to reach out to him and check out what he's posting. He always posts a ton of cigars.
Yes, he does.
And so we want to say thank you to both of them. And then we also have a tier 3. We're going to give him a shout out. Hopefully we're going to have him on the show next week. His name is Justin Hicks. Justin, we want to say thank you to you as well.
Truly appreciate you, Justin.
Yeah,
truly
man. Big time. And so hopefully we'll be able to have him on the show next week. I sent him a message today to see if he would be available. Hopefully we'll find out. And if not next week, we'll do it real soon. And then, so anyway, next week, what's coming up on the show is I'm actually going to have a sit down with the Leaf owner, Jay Patterson, and have a one-on-one conversation. And we're really going to get deep with this guy.
Yeah.
Because, man, I'll tell you what, he's been the sole, well, not say sole owner, he's a partnership with Corey. Corey doesn't live here, but so Jay's on the ground. I like to say boots on the ground.
Boots to the ground, yes, sir.
And he's here at the Leaf almost every day. I mean, Sunday through Sunday.
That gentleman's there.
Yeah, and he takes care of his customers. He's always doing extra stuff.
Yes.
And at the event last night, I know he didn't get out of there till late last night, and then he was up at the Leaf again today, all day, and he's closing tonight. And then he's closing tomorrow night.
Yes, he is.
So, I mean, you're talking about an owner who's hands-on, and I love that about Jay. And he's done so many changes with the Leaf since he's been there, and all of them have been for the betterment of the cigar community.
Yes, it has.
So it'd be a privilege and an honor to have Jay on the show, have a one-on-one. We're going to smoke a special cigar together. We're going to have a special bottle of bourbon together, and just a little bit more about Jay, and then we're going to talk about the changes that he's made with the Leaf already and the changes that he has coming up in the near future.
It's good to talk to those brick and mortar owners, man, because you get their insight, especially when there's one that's just like you said, has boots on the ground, who's in tune to his customers. He's about the people that walk in his door. And I mean, it's anybody that walks in the door.
Absolutely.
Anybody. But I do ask this, that you have one topic that's off limit.
Lay it on me.
Philadelphia Eagles. Off limits.
Yeah, I don't know if that will come up. It's not quite close enough to football season yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, since it's not close to football season, everybody's rooting for the Cowboys.
Did you hear the crickets?
Right. So anyway, this isn't really a whole lot of a sports show. I'm sure once football season comes up, we'll do a brief who won, who lost on our teams, or any big blowouts that we saw, just because it's something that we would normally talk about at the cigar shop.
That's correct.
So anyway, guys, we appreciate you hanging with us throughout the show. As every week, we're just humbled that you would join us. We hope that we provide some sort of value to the cigar community. And until next week, keep smoking.